not in England, but happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Is it Mother's Day?
It is in America. They do it on different days in America and
That's
England. So,
so amazing. So nice.
yeah, so
So
happy Mother's
nice.
Day to all the mothers out there. Colin, happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're definitely my surrogate mother a lot of times.
I think there's something wrong with that comment.
There isn't at all. I absolutely
Surrogate
adore
mother's
it.
not good.
Well, you
So
know
I
what I
just,
mean.
I just wanted to remind that's wrong. So I just wanted to remind everyone about what we did last time.
Yeah.
When we started this series. This is the fourth session actually, and we started the series. We started with breathing and the importance of breath and the effect of breath on the mind and the body. So we started and we were looking at that, this idea how the breath affects the mind and the body, and how you can work with breath to affect the mind and work with breath to affect the body. Then we looked at this idea of support. We looked at support, and actually breath supports the mind and breath supports the body, and how you can create support and inner strength. And then after that, we went on to, you'll remind me, last time that we met was about small steps. And it was taking small steps to get success.
Taking smaller steps to get to where you want to go instead of taking too big a step and either hurting yourself or being out of balance and then or not stepping at all. Yeah, it's taking smaller steps to get somewhere.
So we proved that if we took a route where we took small steps, we get to success to do something we haven't actually done before. So we went through that kind of process, and it was really lovely at the end of it. You just turn around and go, look, if we'd started with this, it would have been a disaster.
Oh yeah, it would have been a nightmare. It would have been furious.
And then what I was thinking was that actually we should look at adapting, and the idea of adapting based on what we're actually facing, because all of us kind of face things all the time. No matter what we face, we have to adapt. We have to constantly look at this idea of adaptation.
Adapt and maneuver, outmaneuver, and constantly changing. And that's the point of being a human, though, generally, is we're always going to continue growing. You know, no matter what age you are, there's always a lesson to be learned, and there's always a thing to adapt to, and something we can not get better at. Or it's not about being better, because I always found that a problem, but it was more about just learning from the mistakes and helping to reinforce healthy patterns within yourself.
And so what tends to happen is we get presented with a situation, don't we? So let's say you're on your yoga mat, you're moving forwards and backwards, and you're presented with something. You've got to find a way forwards, you've got to adapt. But also the same is true in everyday life, as we get presented with these lots and lots of things that come at us. And how we deal with them becomes very important.
Yeah. Well, it's also every single, and that's why it's interesting when we do the yoga that we do, the simplicity behind it also shows so much every time you do something. So every time, let's say we're moving forwards and backwards, every time I seem to move, excuse me, forwards and backwards, there is some sort of effect in my body, some sort of tightness, some sort of, and the more you do it, the more you can feel, or you can see. Someone's calling me, don't call me right now. But yes, moving, you get to see and understand how it affects your body and what you can do and adapt and change, or like what you can learn from it, basically.
So are you up for doing just a small practice today? What we'll do is I'll give you a few choices through this. As we go through, and I'll do it with everyone else as well, because I think that as we go to do things, we need to start to make lots and lots of decisions to adapt and adapt and adapt, so that no matter what we're faced with, we keep our breathing, and we allow our breathing to actually teach us, so that we can learn we need to adapt to. Because often we don't realize that we need to adapt, because we don't work with our breathing, and we just, everything sort of kind of goes awry.
Well, a lot of the time that I never really realized that and I especially feel like I've been doing that a lot this week. And especially I feel like that's what people have been doing at the moment, because we're so much in our heads with what's going on, and trying to rationalize or intellectualize or thinking about what's happening, instead of really feeling how we actually feel. But we always just tend to shallow breathe, in our chest like that, instead of really being able to breathe all the way down into your stomach so you can really feel your body. But it's such an important lesson to learn, really.
So actually, by feeling with your breath, connecting your breath, it will actually teach you when and how to adapt.
Exactly.
Okay. So
I mean, learning how to make myself not, because I swear I get panicky, or I feel anxious, quite a lot of the time, but just by taking a few deep breaths makes a world of difference.
And I think the other thing that becomes important with breathing is to add on the capacity to
Yes.
parts of your body. So at the moment, what I'd like you to do is I just want you to feel, and by placing one hand on your chest and the other hand's on your abdomen. So you're actually just coming to feel. So by feeling, you take yourself away from your mind and actually into your body. And so you're not thinking about feeling. There's actually a movement to feel. So if you're thinking about feeling, you go to the mind and then you go to the place to feel. But here you're removing the mind and going straight to the point to feel where you need to feel. So can you feel both of your hands on your body?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so there's a couple of constants, and one of the constants is feeling, the other one is breathing. And so what I'd like you to do now is just take a few breaths here, just so that you begin to expand the chest, which is the upper hand, as you breathe in, and also let the abdomen just move out just a touch. And then as you breathe out, just the lower hand, you can feel it beneath the lower hand, the abdomen moves in and the chest falls. So there's a feeling that goes on here.
And then you can start to slow down your breath as well.
Right. So you're combining the feeling of the body with the breathing. The next thing is to add a very small pause at the beginning and the end of the breath. So as you breathe in, you're taking a breath in, but you're looking to keep a smoothness at the beginning and the middle and the end of the breath in. So there's a consistency of breath in. And just taking a pause just at the end for a moment. And the pause is just that, it's just a pause. So there's no tension within it. And then as you breathe out, again, a smoothness, a consistency at the beginning and the middle and the end of the breath out, with just a pause at the end. Now the pause becomes important because it gives you space. Or it makes you run away. I mean, either or. So breathing, one hand on chest, one hand on abdomen. Breath in. So you're inhaling, expanding the chest, the ribs and the abdomen. Pausing for a moment at the end. And then exhaling, abdomen, ribs and chest, and pausing at the end.
Sorry, guys.
And apparently breathing in this way actually makes you just get up and run away.
No, not generally. No, so someone coming to pick something up from my house, I had them downstairs.
Cool.
Sorry.
No worries. All good? Cool.
That was very calming before that happened.
But this is, again, it's adapting based on what you're facing.
Mm-hmm.
Key thing is the pause. So you're pausing at the end of the breath in, and you're pausing at the end of the breath out. So the pause becomes important because it gives you the space to actually observe, to see what's going on. So rather than being a continuity of movement or a continuity of breath, there's a pause that happens. So there's a feeling of the body, and then the breath, and a pause that happens at the beginning and the end of each breath.
What was the metaphor that you always like to use, which I loved, like a trapeze?
It's like a swing. You know,
There,
like, you know, when
swing.
you're on the swing, do you know when you're kind of swinging forwards and backwards, and you get to the
Mm.
top of the swing, and you get to that top point of the swing, and there's no tension at all.
The best
It's,
part.
it's the best part. So the pause becomes the best part, but it gives you the capacity to see so much so that you can actually adapt. So as we go through a practice today, rather than the physical movement being the actual focus, we start to achieve much more by working with the pause. Okay, so the next time you breathe in, can you lift your hands off your body and reach your arms up into the air? So you take your arms up over your head, interlace your fingers and press your palms up and away. So as you breathe in, arms up, interlace fingers, press palms away. And then your breath out, open the hands and bring the arms down by the sides. Right, so you're keeping the consistency and the smoothness of your breath no matter what you're faced with. That's it. And then repeating again. So you're breathing in, taking the arms up, interlacing the fingers, rotating and pressing the palms right way away from you, pausing at the top, and then breathing out, keeping smoothness of breath, consistency of breath as you bring your arms back down. Twice more, please. Take one breath when you finish. The pause at the end of your breath. And then come round onto your hands and knees, please. So you'll just move onto your hands and your knees.
Mm-hmm.
So just move onto your hands and knees.
Yep.
Okay, so on your hands and knees, close your eyes, take a breath in. Pause at the end of the breath in. Begin to exhale, begin to move backwards to take your bottom towards your heels. I want you to feel your lower legs, feel your hands as you breathe out to move back. And as you breathe in, come back up again onto your hands and your knees. And then just pause at the end. Just repeat twice more, but I want you to keep the feeling of your hands, your lower legs, and also feel the front of your body and the back of your body as you're moving. So there's a feeling of your body as you move back and down, pausing at the end, and then breathing in to move forwards and back up onto your hands and knees, and pausing at the end. Just once more. So you're using the movement to develop the breath, keeping the consistency of your breathing, and keeping your pauses. Each time you're moving, you're actually adapting so that the breath is protected and remains consistent. Okay. From here, just take one breath here. So you're in this position, just take a breath. And then come to bring your left foot forwards, please. So with the foot forwards, next time you breathe in, take the hand that's by the foot and turn the body to the side and rotate upwards just as you breathe in, so keep the smoothness of the breath. And then just pause at the end. And then as you breathe out, just come to bring the arm back down, keep the consistency of your breath, and just pause at the end. Now in the opposite direction, exactly the same. So as you breathe in, rotating around the opposite way, bring the arm up, pausing at the end. And then as you breathe out, exactly the same to come back down, pausing at the end. Now this time, lift the chest off the legs, raise the arms up into the air as you breathe in. And then pause at the end. And as you breathe out, just slowly come forwards and move back down and pause at the end. Stay here and repeat once more. So begin to breathe in, begin to move to the side.
Oh, the side, sorry.
It's okay. Sorry, my fault. Rotate and just pause. And then begin to breathe out. Slowly move back and down. Keep the smoothness of the breath. So smooth, consistent. Other side. So there's no force within your breath, but you've still got the pause at the end. And then breathe out back down. Pause. And now lift yourself up. So lift the chest up, lift the arms up, and raise yourself up into the air. And then pause. And then breathe out. Slowly lower back down. And then pause. So you're setting yourself up small steps each time. Bring the knee back, both knees together, and just take your bottom backwards towards your heels as you breathe out. Take one breath here, just one breath. So you're just feeling the whole of your body here. Now breathe in, back up onto your hands and knees, please. And then we'll take the other foot forwards. That's perfect. Take a breath out. Now begin to breathe in. Take the arm that's by the foot, the hand that's by the foot, around to the side and take it up into the air. And then just pause there. Begin to breathe out. Keep the smoothness of your breath as you bring the arm back and lower it back down. Smooth breath. Pause. Now the other side. So raise the other arm up, open towards the other side. And then pause. And then begin to breathe out and bring the arm back, lower it back down. Pause. Lift both arms up, lift your chest up and raise the arms above your head. So smooth breath, consistent breath, and just pause at the end. Then begin to breathe out, slowly come forwards and move down. So you're feeling feet, feeling lower legs, feeling body. Repeat the same cycle again. So arm first to the side. Pause it. Smooth breath as you bring the arm back down. And then pause. And then to the other side. So the movement to the other side. You're just training smoothness of breath so that you know when to adapt. Lift the arms, lift the chest, raise the arms up into the air. Pause. And then breathe out, lower the arms back and down. Take the front leg backwards, both knees together, and take your bottom backwards towards your heels as you breathe out. And then breathe in, back up again onto your hands and knees again. And then breathe out, just once more, move back and take your bottom towards your heels. Just breathe out back. Now, breathe in, come back onto your hands and your knees again, please. And come to bring your left foot forwards again as you've done before. Press into the left foot, feel the left foot, feel the hands on the ground, tuck the toes under of the right foot, and then press backwards through the back heel as you breathe in and lift your chest. So you're breathing in to come into this position. Stay here as you breathe out. So you're pressing forwards into the front foot gently, pressing backwards through the back leg. Stay here as you slowly breathe in. And keeping your breath as you breathe out, bend the back leg at the knee and just lower it back down. Now, repeating once more, just once more this time. Beginning to breathe in, so smoothness of breath no matter what you're faced with. Pause. Otherwise, you need to adapt. Stay here as you breathe out. Stay here as you breathe in. And then in your breath out, bend the back leg at the knee and bring the knee back and down. Take both of your knees together and then just take your bottom backwards towards your heels for a moment as you breathe out. And now we'll move to the other side. So slow movement over to the other side as you breathe in. So coming back up. And then taking the other foot forwards, please. That's it. Toes under. And breathing in, pressing back through the heel. Stay there as you breathe out. So stay here as you breathe in. And then your breath out, bring the knee back and down. So keep the smoothness of your breath, keep your pauses. Once more, please. Both knees together, and just slowly move back and take your bottom backwards towards your heels as you breathe out. Right. Now, breathe in and breathe out here. Now, breathe in back up onto your hands and knees, please. Come to move forwards and come to bring one of your feet forwards and left foot forwards again, please. Now, begin to breathe in, tuck the toes under the back foot, straighten the back leg, move the hand that's by the foot out to the side and rotate the body round and upwards. Stay here as you breathe out. Stay here as you breathe in. And then your breath out, slowly lower the arm back down, and then you'll move to the opposite side. So keep the pressure between the feet, keep the smoothness of your breath. If you need to adapt, you adapt and you change to protect your breathing no matter what you're faced with. So if you need to bring the back knee to the ground, you do so. Now from here, press between the feet and lift the chest off the leg and just come to raise the arms straight up into the air. If you need to bring the back knee to the ground, do so. Stay here as you breathe out. Stay here as you breathe in. End of your pause, begin to exhale, come forwards and down. Bring the knee onto the ground. Take the leg back, both knees together. And your bottom backwards towards your heels as you breathe out. Don't take a break, breathe in back up onto hands and knees. Bring the other foot forwards, please. Slowly, as you breathe in, tap the toes under the back foot, straighten the back leg. And then rotate round as you breathe in to come to open the body upwards. So rotate. Yeah. Beautiful. Pause at the end, breathe out here. So you're refining your effort, you're pressing forwards, you're pressing backwards, chest is lifting. Breath out, down, straight away to the other side. Now lifting yourself up, you can bring the back knee to the ground if you wish. You adapt. A little more pressure into the front foot, so straighten the front leg just a little. That's it. There, so just adapt. Knee down, both knees together, bottom backwards towards your heels. Breathe out. No break, begin to breathe in, come back onto your hands and knees. Begin to breathe out, tuck your toes under, lift your knees up off your mat and move backwards with your bottom slowly. Stay here for one breath, so breathe in here. And then breathe out here. The next time you breathe in, come forwards with your chest with your arms straight and your legs straight to lie down in the front of your body. Lift your chest. Stay here as you breathe out. Right. Stay here as you breathe in. And then begin to breathe out. Tuck your toes under, press back through your legs, press into your hands to lift yourself up and move backwards. Stay here for one breath, so breathe in here. Pause at the end. Breathe out slowly here, so you keep the consistency of your breathing. One movement. Breathe in, come to lie down in your front and lift your chest. So breathe in, forwards, down. Stay here as you breathe out. Breathe in slowly here, chest, ribs, abdomen. And then begin to breathe out. Tuck your toes under again, press back through your heels, press into your hands, lift yourself up and move back with your bottom. Just one more cycle in this way. So stay here, one breath. And then breathe in, move forwards with the body. Perfect. Take a breath here. When you've taken your breath, tuck your toes under, press into your hands, lift yourself up and move backwards again with your bottom. Breathe in, take both of your knees back onto the ground. Pause, and then breathe out, bottom backwards towards your heels once more. Right. From here, come to lie down straight away on the back of your body, please. So, lying on your body, can you bend your legs at the knees and bring your feet to the ground? Can you bring the legs just so they're a little way apart, heels just close towards you? Can you take the hands onto the body, so one hand on the chest and one hand on the abdomen, and just bring your chin inwards a little? Can you feel both of your feet? Feel the back of your body, feel the hands on your body, and then also be aware of your breath in and your breath out. So you keep the smoothness of your breath in, pause at the end for a couple of seconds, the end of the swing, just for a couple of seconds, and then breathe out smoothly here, and pause at the end for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Right. Next time you breathe in, press into your feet, lift your hips up into the air, lift both of your arms up and over your head to the ground above you. Keep the smoothness of your breath. So it sounds very simple, but breathe in, press into both feet, arms up, right the way over your head. Pause at the end for a couple of seconds, just a few moments, and then begin to breathe out, bring your arms back down and lower yourself back down at the same time. Keep feeling your feet, the back of your body and the front of your body and your breath. Pause for a couple of seconds. Repeat again, please. Once more, keep pausing for a few seconds. Just one more time. So just pause at the end of the breath in, no tension. And then as you begin to breathe out, no reaction. So you're adapting. Take one breath here, please. Now, lift both knees in towards you. Place your hands onto your knees, please. As you breathe in, straighten both of your legs up into the air. Press your heels away, your feet towards you. Raise both of your arms up and over your head. And interlace your fingers and press your palms away. Pause at the end just for a couple of moments. Stay here as you breathe out slowly, flexing the feet towards you, pressing the heels away. That's it. Stay here as you breathe in, slowly. If you need to adapt, you bend and soften the legs a little, and you can release the arms. So your breath teaches you. And then begin to breathe out, bend the legs, bring the arms back down, and bring the knees back in towards you. Pause for a few moments at the end. No breath. Repeat just twice more in your own time. 2 more times. So you adapt so you can breathe. Keep the smoothness of breath. When you're done, bring both of your feet onto the ground. Take 1 breath here, please. So you have 2 options. Based on how you feel, you can either breathe in and press into the feet and lift the hips straight up into the air as you did before and stay there 8 breaths. Or you can come into a half shoulder stand position with the hands onto the pelvis and the lower back. So the choice is entirely up to you.
I'm going to do the second one.
Okay, so you have 2 options. So feet above the head. Now keep feeling the hands on the body. Keep feeling as you're breathing and feel that you can breathe in this position, chest, ribs and abdomen. So you're breathing down to lower abdomen in this position. Pausing at the end for a few moments.
You know what's hurting is my wrists. So
just change, so rather than leaning your weight onto the hands, press the hands upwards. So it's a pressure up.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so if you press up rather than the weight down, otherwise...
Got it. Makes sense.
So this is, again, it's the way of adapting. Take 4 more breaths here, please. Keep the pauses at the beginning and the end of your breath. To come down, begin to exhale, lower the legs a little way and place your hands on the ground. So smoothness of breath, hands on the ground. Don't lower the legs all the way down. And then breathe in. Oh, that's it, perfect. Breathe in down. Take 6 breaths here, slow breaths. Feeling feet, back of body. Six breaths. So you're just feeling the body, pausing at the end of the breath in and pausing at the end of the breath out.
Imagine that could have been me asleep right there. That was so
Next, you've got
nice.
two options, okay? Two
Yeah,
options. Either
yeah.
headstand, or if headstand isn't comfortable, this position here, where you're pressing your feet into the ground, lifting your chest up and raising your head upwards. So either option, whichever you choose.
I think I'll go for a headstand.
So, but exactly the same with your breathing.
Yeah. For 6 breaths, you said?
It's 8 breaths.
8.
Eight
Oh, yeah,
breaths.
sorry. Let me fix my ponytail first.
I have that problem all the time.
I know.
Up, good. Press arms down. If comfortable, close eyes. 8 breaths, exactly the same. So you're pausing at the end of your breath in. Pausing at the end of your breath out. Smoothness of breath. The beginning, the middle, and the end. Lie straight down on the back of your body. 6 breaths, slow, slow breaths.
Oh.
Okay, so I just want you to the back of your body and keep your breathing. So feeling the whole of the back of your body and keep the smoothness of your breath in and breath out. Feeling your hands on the way. That was really, really good. Smooth breath in, smooth breath out. So no matter what you're faced with, you breathe. Can you bend both of your legs, please? Yeah. Okay. In 3 breaths' time, I want you to make a choice between either pressing your feet into the ground and lifting your hips back off the ground again, or the second choice is to come up into full shoulder stand with your legs straight up into the air, your body straight. Entirely up to you. Which will you choose?
Probably shoulder stand because it feels nice on my neck.
Okay. So arms down by your sides, palms into the ground, edges of your legs together. Take a breath in here, slow breath in. Begin to breathe out, lift both of your feet off the ground, lift your bottom and back up off the ground without whipping your legs over your head. So you just lift upwards, place the hands in the upper part of the back and press into the back. Breathe in, straighten yourself out. Now, Keep your breath smooth, so you're breathing in consistently at the beginning, middle and end, pausing at the end for a few moments, and then breathing out, beginning, middle and end, pausing for a few moments. Two more breaths, please. And always know that you can come down whenever you want. So as you breathe out, lower the legs a little way, not too much. Place the hands onto the ground and then breathe in to come all the way down. Bring your feet to the ground and now take 6 breaths here. So slow breath, 6 breaths. Now you're feeling the whole of the back of your body, feeling your hands on your body, remaining with your attention on your body as you breathe in and as you breathe out.
Maybe hungry.
I made the best pui lentil salad in the world.
Oh, don't say that, Colin.
It had asparagus in
You still never sent me that lemongrass soup thing.
it.
I can't believe I just remembered that. Like, that's a ridiculous thing to remember. I'm so sorry. Oh
Okay.
my God, I'm hungry.
2 more breaths here. 2 more breaths.
Sorry.
Okay, from here, come onto the front of your body, please. So you just come to lie down on the front of your body. Bring your arms down by your sides. Turn your head just to one side.
No.
Yep.
Oh.
As you breathe in, lift the centre of your chest forwards. Open both of your arms out to the sides. So pause at the end, and then as you breathe out, lower yourself back down and turn your head in the opposite direction and lower down and relax your head and shoulders. And then repeat again, so breathing in. So keep the consistency of your breath. Breathe in, lift your chest, pause at the end, and then begin to breathe out. Arms back, down head. Yeah. Twice more, please. Last one. Keep your pauses. That's it. Bring your palms back by the chest and lift yourself up onto your hands and knees and take your bottom backwards towards your heels again. And just breathe out, just to move backwards just for a moment. And just want to pause at the end of the breath out. And then begin to breathe in, move forwards and back up onto your hands and knees. And pause at the end of your breath in. So repeating again. Breathing out, coming to move backwards. So keep the consistency of your breath as you breathe out to move back. Pause at the end. And then breathe in, coming forwards and back up, hands and knees, and pausing at the end. Twice more, please. Now come to sit in a comfortable position.
Excuse me.
Lift up from low, mid, upper back. Place one hand in your chest, one hand in your abdomen. Bring your chin back a touch and down just a little. And here, just as you're here, just take a smooth breath inwards. Pause at the end for a few moments. And then a smooth, consistent breath out, and pause at the end for a few moments. Increase the pause just a little bit at the end of the breath in and the breath out without any tension. So you're just enjoying the space just a little more whilst feeling your hands and your body. Now, Cara, just take some free breaths. Just some free breaths. Just breathe in and breathe out. Just feeling your hands and your body. Free breaths. Freely breathing. You touch your hands onto the ground just beside you. And come to open your eyes.
Morning.
Morning. Did anything come to you about adapting?
Yeah, the more, like, I would have thoughts pop up, but the more that I could kind of nip them and get back into my body, the more I could feel where I was having problems. Like there was a lot of tension in my right shoulder. I need to keep doing strengthening on my back. Yeah, just little things. And I definitely, and I don't know whether it's because I definitely chose to do the harder route, even though maybe if I don't know if I probably should have, you know what I mean? But I did. Um, but just because I wanted to push myself this morning a little bit. And I don't think it was bad. Like, I don't think I pushed myself too far. But there was an initial, especially when we were doing the, when I was on one leg, I could feel the pain. I could feel it really hard, like painfully. But it wasn't, the pain was just initial, and it was something that it went away. It kind of support, like I went through it. I went through it, and it didn't actually hurt as much as it initially felt like it did. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Was I doing it to show off. I don't know what I was doing it for, but I definitely chose some harder routes, that's for sure.
Did your breath help you to adapt?
Oh, 100%. But I could also still feel a shortness of breath. And that was, but there was an anger. I could feel an anger come up for sure in that, not being able to breathe properly into my stomach. Yeah.
Because so there was an edge to your breath that changed a little.
Yes, but the less I put pressure on it, and the more it could kind of just, the smoothness of it made such a difference. When I was kind of holding it instead of just letting it drift, that was definitely there.
And how did that affect your mind?
Again, it was my mind was quite sharp and angry and edgy, less than soft and round and smooth.
What's the difference between when you started and now? Do you know?
Oh, I feel so much clearer. It's crazy. I feel I was being quite hard on myself this morning, as in maybe a little negative, I suppose. But now I feel clearer, stronger, more in my body, more in myself. More connected to my emotions for sure. Just better, yeah, and I can feel when I'm talking to you, I can feel my body without thinking about feeling it. I can just feel, I feel more present. So when we're talking, well, yeah, well,
no, sorry, carry on, keep going.
I don't know what I was going to say though, Colin.
No,
I was just thinking. No, I didn't.
You said when we're talking about something.
Yeah, no, I just think more if there are, because every day there are obstacles, every day there's new challenges or things or emotions we have to face or should face. And I just feel a lot more capable to have a awareness or a foresight as to what those will be and how to deal with them.
What will you take away from today's practice?
That I need to practice more. Definitely. But no, and more about, again, like we were saying, but more about transitioning into situations. And I think every day for everyone around the world, no matter where you are, we know it's a weird time, and we don't really know what to believe or what the future holds. But if you're able to maintain a center in yourself and a home in yourself and a groundedness in yourself, you can kind of deal with anything. You become less predictable, as we were talking about before. To be able to adapt, because if you're stagnant, or if you stop yourself from growing or adapting, and you do the same thing every day, you're not going to grow, and you're not going to be able to adapt. And yeah, it becomes kind of obvious what you do. What did you take away?
I had a lot of fun and enjoyed myself.
I'm glad, me too.
And I'm going to send you a picture of my salad.
Please don't. It's just mean. Don't do it until after I've made my lentil, not as nice salad.
Yeah. Cool.
It's just mean.
So thank you so much, Cara, for joining us this Sunday.
Well, thank you, Colin. Please, thank you, and thank you for everyone coming and joining. I hope you enjoyed it. Happy Mother's Day. It's happy everyone day.
Happy day.
Happy day.
And should we do this again next week?
Yes, please, Colin.
Oh, look forward to it.
All right, guys. Cool. Thank you so much. Thank you, Colin.
Brilliant.
Speak to you soon, guys.
Lots
Thank
of love.
you.
Bye bye.
Lots of love.
Bye bye. Bye.